pressure isn't just a middle school or high school problem. It can continue well into our adult years, and when it does, sometimes it can involve money. This is a very common problem. In fact, according to a 2018 Credit Karma survey, 39% of millennials admitted to overspending, even going into debt to keep up with their friends. But aside from the risk of debt, financial peer pressure can derail your budget, create competition, and some people end up living well above their means. So here's a look at a few things that you can do to ignore this pressure, which can also help you live your best financial life possible. So number one, be open about your budget. Now, the decision to be transparent is completely up to you. Just know that there is absolutely nothing wrong with being honest about something not being in your budget. Being honest about money in friend groups has its benefits, and I think that more conversations about finances could possibly help others think twice about some of their decisions. But at times, some people are hesitant to pull the budget card when they don't want to spend money because they don't want to come off as broke to their friends. But I have to make something clear. Because despite what you might have heard from others or maybe from social media, being on a budget is not synonymous with being broke or cheap. Committing to only spending X amount of dollars on certain items, even if you can afford to spend more, is not a bad thing. It actually says a lot about your financial health and priorities. So if you're constantly feeling pressure to spend money that you don't want to, be firm and unapologetically let people know that that decision is not going to put you closer to hitting your goals. Being firm also involves setting boundaries. More recently, I've seen so many videos of people complaining about friends who don't want to split the bill evenly when eating out. So if there are 4 people at the table and the bill comes to $150, they expect everyone to pay $37.50, even though one person might have only ordered $20 worth of food, which means that they're essentially paying for everyone else's choices. Now, personally, I don't understand why everyone can't just pay for what they ordered, because in my experience, most restaurants, including pricier ones, don't have an issue with separate checks. But in some friend groups, they will push the former thinking on people, and this is just an example. But regardless of the exact situation, understand that it is okay to say no. If you go out of town with a group, there might be an activity that you're not really interested in. It might be outside of your budget, or it could be within your budget, but you know it's something that you wouldn't enjoy. And if that is the case, it's okay to sit it out. Also remember that you have to live with the financial repercussions. The thing about financial peer pressure is that once someone persuades you to spend money, they wipe their hands of it. And you're the one who's left to deal with the consequences of that decision. They're not going to bail you out when you can't pay something or give you a handout when the credit card bill arrives. They move on and you have to figure out the details on your own. Think about this the next time you're feeling the pressure, and it also helps to consider how far you've come, especially if you used to be in a not so great place financially. Because again, every single financial decision that you make will either put you closer or farther away from your goals. Also, don't be ashamed of your limitations. The reality is that the same people who are constantly pressuring you to spend money might have their own limitations. The difference is that they might not care. You know your friends, and if some of them have a you only live once attitude or a fear of missing out, and they also complain about finances, don't let them drag you down with them. Also, you might have to rethink your friend group. At the end of the day, you don't want to surround yourself with people who have a negative influence on you. And I completely understand that cutting somebody out of your life entirely is difficult and it's not always realistic. However, if you've set boundaries, you've been firm, and you've repeatedly said no, yet you continue to get pushback for doing what's best for your finances, it's time to find people who share your financial values, or at the very least, limit association with the negative influence. And as far as limiting, this can include shopping alone, not going out of town with certain ones, and even unfollowing people. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and also subscribe if you like personal finance and you want to see more videos like this. I typically post every weekend, so thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.